Hello everyone, it's Heidi and welcome to this week's episode of Baby Name Sunday. Today's list was actually a request from last week's video. In the comments, I saw someone ask, I want to see some girls' names that are trendy for boys. And I thought, what a great idea. So that is the list I'm going to be sharing with you today. Now, in the past, lots of classic names, for example, like Kimberly or Ashley, have made their way onto the boys' name charts. And now I'll be sharing some girl names that have made their way onto the boy name charts in 2021. So some more modern options here and lots of unique ones too. So make sure you guys are subscribed if you haven't already yet. Make sure you hit that bell notification down below. Go follow me over on Instagram. And if you're wanting another resource for baby names, you can check my blog out, which is babynamesunday.com. Let's get into today's list of trendy girl names for boys. Okay, so to start today's list off, I have the name Aubrey, spelled A-U-B-R-E-Y, Aubrey. This one is so sweet for a little boy. It's English from French originated, meaning elf ruler. So going into this winter, this holiday season, I think this is a really festive name for your little boy, and it's in the 1200s on the 2021 name charts currently today. Moving to our next two names here, I kind of put them together because they sound kind of similar. So I have the name Rowan, spelled R-O-W-A-N, and I have the name Lowen, spelled L-O-W-E-N. I feel like Rowan and Lowen, they give off that same kind of sweet vibe to me. So Rowan is a Scottish and Irish name. It means rowan tree or little redhead. And Lowen is actually a Cornish name meaning joy. So almost like a little bit of a hidden virtue name. Loving both of these so much, but if you're wanting something a little bit more trendier and higher up on the name charts, Rowan currently is at spot 96 on the boys side, and Lowen is actually in about the 1200s in 2021 on the boy name charts. So both of them, if you're wanting something a little bit more unique, go with Lowen, but if you're wanting something super trendy, go ahead and choose little Rowan for your little boy. Moving down the list here, this next one, I have two spelling variations for you. So this is the name Avery, spelled A-V-E-R-Y, or with a O-R-Y at the end, depending on what you want to use. This one is English originated, and it also means ruler of the elves. So Aubrey and Avery make really great sibling names. Again, whether if you're using it for boys or for girls, it works for absolutely anyone. One of my absolute favorites on the list here for a little boy, I love the name Shay, spelled S-H-A-Y, Shay. I think it's so sweet and very timeless. It's Irish rooted, meaning the stately, dauntless one. Moving on the list here, I have Kellen, spelled K-E-L-L-A-N, Kellen. I'm loving this one as more of a modern alternative to Kelly, Kellen. I think it gives a little bit of a different flair. It's both German and Irish, meaning slender. Something unique here next. I have the name Seeley, spelled S-E-E-L-E-Y, Seeley. I love this one. I think it's so cool sounding. It's English rooted, meaning blessed and happy, so a complete hidden virtue name as well. And this one is completely unranked actually in 2021. It ranked in the 4000s in 2020, which I'm really shocked at, but it's one of those ones that I feel will be rising in the future. Okay, we are gonna go a little bit romantic here. Now this is the name Dior, spelled D-I-O-R, Dior, for your boy. What do you guys think about that one? This one's French rooted, meaning of gold or made of gold. And this one, I'm shocked, it's within the top 1000s right now for boys. What? I think that is so cool. I love how parents are kind of thinking outside the box and really thinking like, hey, girls' name can really work for boys as well. Like Dior for a little boy. So romantic. Speaking of romantic, but a little bit more on the vintage side, I have the name Marlow, spelled M-A-R-L-O-W, or you can put the E on the end, but I feel like the spelling is a little bit more masculine if you're going for this name. Now this one's English rooted, meaning driftwood, so it is a nature name, and this one's in the 3000s. So I think this one also, Marlow and Dior for boys, I think it adds a really different flair, romantic, a little bit of vintage, but so timeless as well. A rising and trendy option here next, we have Remy, spelled R-E-M-Y, Remy. Now this one, I've actually seen a few people in my personal life use it for their little boy, but also a few influencers on Instagram as well. So I can really see this one just absolutely booming in the future. It's French from Latin, meaning oarsman, and it's in the 400s right now. So you can see that this one is definitely a rising love for both boys and for girls. So I really like that. Maybe if you're having a surprise baby, Remy should definitely be a part of your list. And speaking of being part of your list, guys, this next one, please add it. This is the name Haven, spelled H-A-V-E-N, Haven. I would totally in a heartbeat use this one on my boy name list. I think it's so soft and sweet. It's a word name meaning safe place or refuge. I think it would be a really great rainbow baby name as well. All right, we're gonna switch it up here. A little bit of a classic name here that I wanted to add is the name Courtney, spelled C-O-U-R-T-N-E-Y, Courtney, nickname Court. I really like this one. It's French originated, meaning courteous and from the court. It's also one that's in the 2000s, which is very surprising. It's one of those classic names, definitely from the 90s and the early 2000s, that was really rising on the girl side, but now made neutral. Just like Kimberly Ashley, like I said, Courtney falls right into there. Man, I like so many names on this list. This next one here, absolutely incredible as well. It's the name Ainsley, spelled A-Y-N-S-L-E-Y, or you can do the A-I-N-S-L-E-Y. There's a couple spelling options there that you can use. It's Scottish, meaning solitary meadow. I also feel this one has a little bit of a posh, almost regal sound to it. I don't know, it kind of gives this preppy feel to me. All right, if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much for watching my videos. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm just giving you a little reminder. If you love my names list or you're brand new and you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you guys do so down below and leave a comment down below so far with what's your favorite name on the list. There is a ton more to share with you, so let's get back into it. Next name I have for you guys has kind of two different pronunciations. So this is the name Renee or Rennie, spelled R-E-N-E. The proper French pronunciation would be Renee or Renee, but I really love Rennie if you want to go for something a little bit different. So like I said, it's French originated, meaning reborn. So I think perfect rainbow baby name right in front of you, and this one's outside that top 1,000 mark. So just like Ainsley, a little bit more unique. Before we were speaking of classic and timeless names like Courtney, I have the name Addison, spelled A-D-D-I-S-O-N. Addison. This is another one that I really like. You can do a nickname like Addie for a little boy, and this one's English rooted, meaning son of Adam. Next up, we have the name Bellamy, spelled B-E-L-L-A-M-Y, Bellamy. This is probably one of the most fastest girl names for boys rising right now, let me tell you. Is French rooted, meaning fine friend. Something short and sweet here. I have the name Lee, spelled L-E-E, Lee. This is also another English name meaning pasture or meadow. I really see this as a middle name option for so many, but as for a first name, it's very rare to hear, at least for me, but I'm surprised that it's in the 600s right now. So maybe I just haven't met any Lees yet. So that is another great one to add to your list. And another one here kind of gives me the same vibes as Lee is actually the name Wren, spelled W-R-E-N, Wren, Lee and Wren. I think those are really cute sibling names actually for more shorter names. And Wren is an English rooted name meaning small bird. Okay, we are switching things up here, guys. This is one of my fave names and I have seen it used for a boy. This is the name Sasha, spelled S-A-S-H-A, Sasha. Oh, I don't know what it is with this name. I love it. It's Russian rooted, meaning defending man. And depending on the way you spell this name, you could add a C in there as well. Different origins have different spellings, but it's still in the 2000s. So I think it could be really great for an unusual name option. Please someone snatch this one up. Then for my next one here, sibling name basically for Sasha, I think it would work so well, is the name Shiloh, spelled S-H-I-L-O-H, Shiloh. I've met a boy Shiloh before, and I think it's so sweet and gave me a whole new outlook on this kind of topic here. This one is a biblical place name meaning tranquil. So dreamy. Shiloh and Haven, Shiloh and Sasha. Like, you can't get any better than those. We're getting into a few shorter ones here. All right, next up, we have the name Indy, spelled I-N-D-Y, Indy. This boho-y name is a short form of indigo, or it's a type of auto racing, like an Indy race. I didn't really know that. I thought it was kind of cool and I really like the spelling. And I'm like, okay, other than like a boho-y sounding name, Indy, like the Indy race car driving thing. I think that's so cool. If you're into cars or anything, I think that's really cool. And one of my favorite families from Hawaii, Lauren and Josh, they actually named their little baby boy and brother to crew Indy with a Y, and I thought that was just absolutely adorable. Another adorable option here is the name Araya or Aria, spelled A-R-I-A, or you can add an H on the end. This one's Hebrew or Italian, meaning Lion of God or melody. In love with that meaning, and I never thought of this name for a boy until I saw it with the I-A-H ending. I think it's really cool, and it's ranking in 2021, so it totally works. I think this is just another great Hebrew or biblical name option to add. And another one I have here for you guys that's also biblical related is the name Eden, spelled E-D-E-N, Eden. And this one's Hebrew, obviously, meaning place of pleasure and delight. All right, we are switching things up quite a bit here. I have the name Raleigh, spelled R-A-L-E-I-G-H, Raleigh, or Raleigh, I guess. You can do either or for pronunciation. It's English originated, meaning meadow of deer. There's a lot of meadow meaning names in this list. I think it's cool. Great nature names. And this one is also sitting just under the 2000s right now. And I believe that I saw on the girls' side, this name is trending almost in the exact same place. So the boys have been making their way and trucking this name up to the top. So this is another one we got to keep on our radar. A couple word names here next. So first off, I have the name Ever, spelled E-V-E-R, Ever. Yes, I know it's a word name symbolizing forever or eternity. There is a couple of names down below that you're going to be like, you know what? This could really work for that soft, romantic sounding name for a boy. This is one of them. Another option here, a little bit more edgy, is the name Echo, spelled E-C-H-O, Echo. Now, Echo is traditionally a girl. It's actually in classic Greek mythology. She was a nymph. I feel like people have been using a lot of word names as first names and not actually looking in Greek mythology. It's actually a girl, but I like this. Just like Artemis. Artemis has made their way over to the boys' side as well. That's another one from Greek mythology. That's a good example that's making its way over to a neutral spot. And then for another word name here, I have the name Story, spelled S-T-O-R-Y, Story for a boy. I really love this as a literary word name. It's along with like fable and novel. You know, novel sounds quite masculine. Fable is kind of in the middle, and story, it's teetering on that feminine side to the middle side, but I think it's going to make its way to that middle ground. All right, we're getting into our last 10 names here. I'm going to get through them quite quickly, so thank you guys so much for watching and supporting here. All right, next up we have the name Adair, spelled A-D-A-I-R, Adair. Now this one's both Scottish and Irish, meaning oak tree ford. Then for another option here, I have the name Nova, spelled N-O-V-A, Nova, yes. So it's a popular celestial word name. I'm pretty sure it's gonna rank like number 1 or number 2 on the girl side for pickings in 2021. It means new, but I think in general, because Nova is so popular right now, just like Ashley was for so many years, I think that might be why as to people are like, you know what? I didn't have a girl, but I had a boy and I'm gonna use it anyways because I just love the name so much. Now this one is also within the top 1000s right now, Nova for a boy. Speaking of those top 1000s, another one that's in the top 500s, yes, is sage, spelled S-A-G-E, sage. It's a herb name and Latin rooted, meaning wise and all-knowing. I have a newcomer to me. I just found it actually a couple weeks ago. I shared it over on Instagram. This is the name Audie, spelled O-T-T-I-E. Audie. Now this one's a German variant meaning strong-willed and wealthy. It's in the 11,000s right now, and someone actually commented on the picture, the post of Audie on Instagram and said, I have a boy and I named him Audie, the exact same spelling. So that was amazing, and I'm like, you know what? I need to add it to today's list. Next up, I have the name Shia, spelled S-H-I-A, Shia. This one's Hebrew rooted, meaning gift. Just like Shiloh, this one's another one of those Hebrew names that are quite neutral among many. Really, there's almost an even playing field for both boys and girls. Time for a nature name here. I have the name Olive, spelled O-L-I-V-E, Olive. And this one means olive tree, obviously. This one gives me the same vibe as sage does for a boy, just very boho naturey, and you can do the nickname Ollie. I have a couple S names here next. So this is the name Seren, spelled S-E-R-E-N, Seren. It's Welsh, Turkish, and Polish rooted, meaning star, sail mast, or serene. So I really like the whole variety of names here. You have celestial, you have water, you kind of have virtue, you really have it all. Then for another S name that's a little bit more popular, I have the name Sammy, spelled S-A-M-I, Sammy. This one's an Arabic diminutive meaning exalted. It's also just outside the top 1,000, so I think this is a really cute option for a little boy. It reminds me of Theo to me. It gives that cutesy, you know, there's Theodore, Theo, you have Samuel, you have Sammy. Two more names here left on the list. I have the name Kaya, spelled K-A-I-Y-A, Kaya. This one's Latin, Scandinavian, and Hawaiian, meaning to rejoice or see. Super beachy name option. You have that nickname Kai in there, and totally different. This one's so unusual. It's actually in the 6,000. So great option there for that nickname Kai. Then that brings me to my very final name on the list here. And before in this video, remember when I said there's some really romantic names on this list, like Dior? This is such the almost ultimate name for this category. So this is the name Love, spelled L-O-V-E. Love. Now, just like Dior, it's a very romantic name. This one's a virtue word name, very charming and very modern for your little boy. Gives me like Shakespearean kind of feels to me. I feel like Love would be a character in a novel, a Shakespearean novel, or in a movie. And it's in the 2000s right now. Not too unusual. I don't find the 2000s too unusual, but it definitely is making its way up there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's list. It definitely was a little bit more different, very interesting, but thank you, Crystal, I hope it was, who commented in last week's video saying that this would be a very interesting topic, and it definitely was. So if you guys have any other, there probably is a ton, girls' names for boys, leave those in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button, and then go check me out over on all my social medias and also on my blog. All right, guys, take care. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. It's actually Thanksgiving weekend up here in Canada, so I'm gonna go stuff my face and enjoy some time with my family. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next Sunday with another baby names list. Bye.